my life. Let's go. I don't even like how that went. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna cut this. We're gonna try something completely different. Hold on. I'm pissed. I ain't like how that went. I really don't. Alright. I'll try this intro one more time. And let's see if we can get connected how we want to. Because I was not feeling that. I wasn't feeling that at all. Come on, give me. And let's start this sucker all over again. Xbox wireless controller at 72%. No, yo, this motherfucker keeping track of everything right now. Why couldn't you connect? Who's trying to steal my light? Who's out there trying to steal my light? All right, you know what? Maybe. Let's try this one more time. I don't know why I did that. Knowing I probably could have messed up my whole entire production just because I wanted to. Just because I got a hissy fit. Because I could have fixed that a whole nother way. I really could have. Let's make sure everything is still back to normal. Alright, let's see if I can get. Why won't it allow me? Turn off all notifications, okay, allow. There we go, finally. Alright. We're going to try this intro all over again. We're going to pull it off from the tippity top. Yeah. Oh, my people. Sing it, daddy. Sing it. Yeah. That means if I turn, then I go all the way around there. We're going to try this out one time. Evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Dallin El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. Yo, it is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. It is officially December 2nd. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little thrown every time I realize that it's December already. Like full flown, it's December 2nd, and we are days away. We are weeks away, days away from Christmas. Jesus. But it's December 2nd. We was going to have highs today of 81 degrees, lows of 70. Current temperature right now is a nice, brisk, breezy, little, I want to say chilly, but cool, 75-degree night. Windows open. The neighbors can probably hear us. The people across the street could probably hear us. They probably wondering what's all the lights, camera, and actions for. Yo, go check out the MyT Sports Podcast. That's M as in Mike, Y as in Yankee, T as in Tango Sports Podcast. Wherever you watch or listen to podcasts at, whether that's TuneIn, that's Twitch, that's YouTube, that's Podbean, that's Pandora, that's iTunes, that's Apple Music, that's Google Podcast. Where else we at? We on Spotify. So those two alone. If you got Spotify, Pandora, and Twitch and TuneIn Radio, not TuneIn, but Twitch and YouTube, you covered. You covered for the MyT Sports Podcast. Then if you got Facebook, Instagram, any one of the social media platforms, we there too. got a big show for you guys today. This December 2nd evening. The second evening in December, how you want to put it? We got a great show for you guys. It's a Friday night, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Hope you guys are out getting your drink on. Hey, ayo. You know what I'm about to say. You guys already know what I'm about to say. All right? Go ahead and get your drink on. All right? Or start pouring yourself up a drink. If you don't drink, then you start rolling up your joint, right? Packing your bowl, rolling your spliff. You know what I mean? Filling up your rig. However you do it, you make sure you start getting right for the MyT Sports Podcast, because we get twisted over here. Like we roll up and we roll out, but we definitely walk on by. Yeah, we walk on by. I ain't gonna actually give you some breathing room. I feel like you all in my nostrils right here. Hold on. Let's back you up some. Let's zoom out a little bit. We're gonna zoom out on you guys just a tad bit. Get you off of me. Like, relax. Give me 5 feet. I need some elbow room. There we go. Much gooder. As we say in the military, much gooder. Don't ever think I would say much gooder in my real. Well, I say it all the time in my real life because it's something that we do in the military. It's always said in the military. And I can't even vouch for all military. It's something that my drill sergeant used to say to me. So it's something that's still embedded in me. Right now, we got the Heat game finally. Boston taking on the Heat in Boston, 91-88. Boston is on top. Got about 8.5 minutes left to go in the fourth. And we just had a steal by Bam. Takes it full court and he over White and gets the and one. He's going to the line for a possibility to tie the game. All right. We got a big show for you guys. Like I said, big show, right? We got our picks coming up. We got the NFL picks coming up. We got Blue Chew. We got a new Blue Chew promo code for you. Not a new Blue Chew promo code, but we got a Blue promo code for you guys. If you don't know what Blue Chew is, we'll get to that in a minute. We got a CP3 story for you, and if you haven't heard, now you know. You're gonna hear it here tonight. Should I tell you who's involved with that? Nah, we're gonna break all that later. We got a little 305 in my city, where we're gonna even out the odds a little bit later. We got Brittany Griner. We can't forget about her. Kyler Murray is gonna come up in the picture. The King has officially spoken. The King has spoken. We're going to see what the King has to say. We're going to see who gets in the club MyT for. We got a new segment for you guys. We have a new segment for you guys, and that is the club MyT. We're going to see who earns the privilege to get into the club. Not just in line anymore, but who actually makes their way. In the club. MyT Club. Hey! Right, we got the birthday shout out to at the top of the show. Deshaun Watson, we gonna break into him, and we got my fave five. Finally, we finally might get into my 5 favorite basketball players in the league. And I want to hear about yours as well. You guys make sure that you start participating in the chat. Listen, before we even get into the birthday party, because it's coming up at the top of the hour. If you know anybody that had a birthday yesterday, had a birthday today, you go ahead and start dropping their names off in the comments so that they can go ahead and join the birthday party in just a little bit. But folks, let's go ahead and get right into the podcast, because you know what we say here, regardless of the time and regardless of the weather. Coach, you want to join us? You play to win the game. What the fuck am I talking about? It's always a blast on the MyT Sports Podcast, right? So we're back at it like a sports fanatic. You say you don't know about me, Joe Rogan. I talk sports. MyT Sports. Woo! Think about time for us to start talking. Listen, before we get into anything, and they were like, hey, we ready to start? Before we get into it, there's always a way we like to start the show off, right? And we like to start the show off with a little birthday party every single time. And what we do here is that we give a little, see Jimmy Butler's back. We get a little birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on air. So let's go ahead and start bringing it up. Hey, DJ MyT, I think you know what I'm about to say. Do me this little favor before I even say that. And can you drop that beat for me? Yeah. It's hard to Harlem shaking the chair. I'm coming in hot, podbean. Hold on, let me see something. Okay. The mic was super hot. Hey, mind your business. I got the new follow rule. my Instagram feed. You see that? Side to side, side to side. Skin on you bitches. Let me stop fooling around, right? Let's get the birthday party started, right? Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, folks, we got some birthday shout-outs we would like to get off in the air. Oh, yeah. Hope you can feel it in the air. I can feel it in the night. We got some birthdays to shout out tonight. All right. Only two, though. Only two. Only two. Right? I didn't even tag you guys. My bad. My bad. That's my fault. Right? But I want to say happy birthday. Now, we had birthdays yesterday, none for today. So on the first, we had one birthday to Lester Clancy, homeboy of mine that we have played fantasy football with, right? If I'm not mistaken, Clancy may be a veteran. I'm trying to remember the exactly Clancy connection. Lester Clancy, that is. I also want to say happy birthday to Tim Cushion, right? Timmy, one half of the greatest tag teams of all time, right? That's an inside joke. I haven't seen him in a minute, but yo, one of my party brothers from when I first moved down here to South Florida, would like to say happy birthday to him as well, right? That's all the birthday shout-outs that we got for today. I didn't see any birthday shout-outs come through, so I guess there's no more birthday shout-outs. It's going to be passed on from me to you, right? So let's just get them all out the way, right? So to Lester and to Tim, we want to wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard, you enjoy everything, you regret nothing, but more importantly, you continue to stay MyT. Alright. I said alright. Thank you. As you guys know, we start off every single podcast with a nice little birthday party, right? We always got to show love to everybody that has supported us, right? And if you definitely follow us on Facebook, then you'll always get yourself a nice little birthday shout out. What's going on, Das? Seniors? Oh, Das, I don't got my glasses on. I got you on the small screen today. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna switch that back. Like I normally have the chat line on the big screen. I switch it over to the small screen, and now I'm over here squinting. Like, yo, I can't even see that. But things look different over there. That's a lot of room. Did they just recently change how podbean looks? I feel like I'm coming in hot today. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm coming in real hot today. We have our MyT topic of the day before we get into anything else, right? And our MyT topic of the day revolves around one individual for the last 288 days, because our MyT topic of the day happens to be a topic that supersedes all topics, right? It's something that we like to that we bring into. Wait, what does that say? What does that say? I'm gonna have to bring that up. Yeah, put your glasses on. You know what? It's funny. I can't remember the last time I've heard somebody being called a nerd for wearing glasses. Does that even exist? Is that even still a thing? Like, that still happens in places? Like, I thought that died down somewhere in the early 2000s. Wait, where are you going? I'm over here. Hey, Cord. Hey, stop. Get over here. I'm over here. There you go. I'm talking to my Instagram cam. Right? He's taking it back. You know, I'm just gonna bring this up. Yeah, that was gold. That was gold. But that just goes to show you, right? That just goes to show you how not only like fucked up as a society we were, like, but how insecure we were as a society. Where motherfuckers didn't even want to wear glasses because it made them look smart. Like, figure that shit. Cause we ain't just talking about kids, right? Like how easy it is to like insult kids, or for the kids to have a battle back and forth and say something that actually like offends, like, oh, you nerd, you got glasses. Like, I don't want to be a nerd. I want to be a cool kid. But ultimately, that's also something that evolved to like when people even in older age, like, y'all don't want to look like a nerd. I'm gonna take these glasses off. Well, stop wearing some big ass, bulky, nerdy ass glasses. Go get you some Cartiers or some shit. You know what I mean? Go invest some extra money into that vision plan. You know what I mean? Go for over the extra $100 for the frames. Nowadays, the nerds are the cool kids because everybody realized that that it was that all the non-nerds with the non-family member taking people. Like, nerds take care of you. They do. Like, they're lucky to get the pussy. Like, they feel happy about that shit. Like, oh shit, I got me some pussy. I'm gonna love you forever. You give the, like, back in the day, you give the pussy to the non-nerd. He's like, this pussy in every corner. The fuck am I doing out here? I'll let the nerd take care of my scraps. I'm gonna have 3 kids by 3 different women, and then my nerds can raise them. They can take over my saved game. Different philosophy. I'm saying this is the philosophy. This is the philosophy from the 1900s. Like, it's a good thing that we're in that we're in the 2000s now, because this is the philosophy from the 1900s. Like, this is some barbaric, archaic shit. Like, kind of what's happening to Brittney Griner right now. Brittney Griner has been, as you guys know, has been trapped now for 288 days in a Russian facility where she is being wrongfully detained. Sorry, that smoke is getting to me. You know how the smoke dries out your throat. Hold on. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's good. That's some good Jack. Oh yeah, that's good. That's peaceful. Right now, Brittney Griner has been locked away now for 288 days. As I advised you of, most recently, she was moved to what is considered a maximum security prison, where some of the most heinous criminals in Russia are sentenced to, where they are forced to do about, on average, 15 to 18 hours of manual labor, right, or whatever kind of labor. Right, so that's where she is. It took us a while to even get that information. As you know, when she was first transferred, right, there was no information passed on to her lawyer or to her legal team or representatives or to her family members. So there was about a couple of weeks or so where there was just basically darkness about her location. Once again, I don't even ask so much. We just make sure we keep her fresh in your minds and in your thoughts as she continues to be wrongfully detained in Russia, as they try to leverage her as a political prisoner so that they can try to free up, use her to exchange, right, to exchange hostages so that Russia can get back one of their illegal arms dealers, their major illegal arm dealer. And as long as that continues to be the price, of tea in China, then I'm sorry, I don't think America's going to be tasting that tea anytime soon. And I'll go one step further. As long as Biden is our president, Brittney Griner is not going to step a foot on American soil ever again. Just saying. But ultimately, this is keep her in your thoughts and prayers, right? And hope that she returns as safe and sound as possible. And that's all we ask for the 2-time champion, the 8-time All-Star, 8-time block leader. What else is on her resume? 2-time scoring champ, 3-time NBA first team, 4-time NBA second team, 2-time defensive player of the year, 3-time defensive first team, 4-time defensive second team. All rookie, AP player of the year, most outstanding player, 3 times Big 12 player, 4-time defensive player of the year, NCAA champion, high school player of the year, and a whole lot more. I'm telling you, Shorty's been balling since she was a jet. Part of the reason why we started making sure that she gets mentioned, because if she was anybody else, with this kind of resume, you'd hear about it every single day. Not just in the sports world. This would have been leaked over into mainstream media if this was your Giannis Antetokounmpos, your LeBron James, your even ironically Kyrie Irving, right? Your Patrick Mahomes, your Tom Brady's. If this was them, because that's the kind of resume that she has. The 3rd player in NBA and WNBA history to ever dunk a ball during a game. Like, she has the kind of resume that those individuals have. Michael Phelps in them. I don't know if Michael Phelps will get the kind of uproar. I don't know. I have to think, because he's an Olympic champion. Olympic champions tend to have a different kind of fanatic following. Not a different kind of fun. I say they don't have fans or proper decent following. It's their fanatic following. Like that's the one that's going to get things moving, right? Is to see how many of those are available. Now, we're gonna wrap up on Brittany Griner, right? And we're gonna let the queen rest for right now, right? One of the queens of sports rest for right now, right? As every podcast that we are on while she's incarcerated, we will continue to give her her flowers. Don't get any mistake of that, right? But as we lay this to rest, right, we're gonna go from mentioning the queen, right, one of the queens of WNBA, to talking about the king of the NBA. We're gonna bring that up in the second hour of the show. Let me make sure everything is started, right? Because I know I have this problem sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna bring this up in the second hour of the show, right? In the last hour of the show, we'll do our week 13 picks. Is that where we're at? So sometime between now and the start of the third hour, we gonna bring in a new segment called the Club. Right? We may even bring in a new segment called Even the Odds. Right? We may do it all, but we start nothing, and I really do mean it. We start absolutely nothing without talking about Brittany Griner, right? Like, she gets our first love, our first heart, our first thoughts of every podcast. Just out of respect. And listen, I know we're not one of the only ones that make sure that she gets mentioned every single podcast. Like, definitely, you know what though? Didn't get it from them, but I would definitely like to make sure I give them the proper respect, right? Because I know that they do this as well. That Jalen Kobe. So shout out to the big bros over there, right? Because those are the old heads that sometimes they pave the way of thought processes. So shout out to the big bros over there, right? And you guys know them better than you know me. But if you don't listen to Jalen and Jacoby, right, you definitely make sure you go check them out, right? They're just as good as the MyT Sports Podcast, if not better. Hopefully one day we can get Brittany Griner here on the podcast and she can talk to us about her experiences. Actually, we'll take that day off. I'm not gonna lie to you. We'll take that day off. We'll have an afternoon show. we'll be in the studio, or we'll just do this on video. Like, even my videos is more than enough. We gotta start getting those video. We gotta start getting those video conferences lined up. Alrighty, folks. Let's go ahead and put Brittany Griner to rest. And ladies, I hope you like this. Cause WNBA season. Hey ladies, where the ladies at? Shout 'em, where the ladies at? Shout 'em out, where the ladies at? Shout 'em out, where the ladies at? Shout 'em out, hey ladies, we see you ballin' too, yeah. Hey ladies, we see you ballin' too. Yeah. You like that? That's coming up soon. Yo, ladies, you get a whole new remix. You get a whole new remix to your segment. That's coming up pretty soon. This is a preview. This is a preview show. Hey, yo, before the new, I'll give you guys a whole bunch of previews today. Like, December, right? It's a month for giving, right? We just passed Thanksgiving, right? We all in the good touchy-feely mood. A month later, we all giving gifts. Yo, we're in the gift-giving mood. I'm in a big mood. And let's make sure that we get Brittany Griner home as safely and as safe as possible. Now, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of our Knicks talk. You know we like to start off some Knicks talk. Right? That's just something that we do here on the MyT Sports Podcast, right? We get so over it. Did I get? Whoa. You know what? I'm gonna let that slide. I'm gonna let that slide. We got some Knicks talk. And the New York Knicks, right? They recently had a game with. That's hot. That's definitely way too hot. Back that up. New York Knicks recently had a game against Milwaukee Bucks, which did not end well. Most Knicks fans are not surprised. The Miami Heat currently up 104-102, just about 1 minute and 27 seconds left. Boston has the ball. They shoot a three. They make that three. Pritchard with the fake pass to the right. Is that Pritchard? Oh, no, that's Williams. He faked it to the right, got his man leaning, took a step to the left, shot a three. Boston is up by 1 minute, 11 seconds left. Ooh, Bam out of Bayou. Goes to the lane. There's going to be body on body. He draws a foul. He's going to go to the line for 2. Based off of this contact, they may review this to see what kind of foul this was, only because Bam fell on his ass. No, they didn't even review it. They just called it a common foul. 2 shots. Bam Adebayo goes to the line, and that ball takes 2 bounces, and it lands back in. Yo, their head coach don't even look like a head coach. Their head coach looks like a guy that was, like, I know was a player, and after Ime got fired, they were like, you don't get a lot of playing time, and you always been pretty smart with the playbook. Come on, you coach. He made both of them. Miami Heat are up by 1 again. I never understood, especially level, right? Unless you just truly have a dynamic point guard in front of you. And even then, I still don't get it. Why would you allow the opposing team's point guard to roll the ball up the court, to half court? Why not press him as soon as you see it and force him to, because they're trying to buy time. So while they're over here killing 3-4 seconds, why not press them so they can pick that ball up and force that 2 seconds sooner? But also press them and force them into a possible mistake. But I guess when the guy guarding the point guard is Kyle Lowry, you figure that he can't really stay in front of somebody full court. So let me go ahead and he's going to have to wait. But he's not the only one. He's not the only one at all. Like, all of them do it. But speaking of Kyle Lowry, he catches Jimmy Butler cutting from the basket. Jimmy Butler hits a nice baseline. And now we officially have ourselves a 3-point Miami Heat lead. With just about a minute left to go in the game. They've gone to a commercial break, and we will continue with the show. Versus the New York Knicks, they saw Giannis Antetokounmpo the other day after coming off of a bounce back victory against the Detroit Pistons, which I told you will most likely win because the Detroit Pistons are the bounce back team. Unfortunately, I think it's the last time that we played them this year, so we're not gonna have them to fall back on every time we fall out and get a boo boo. They won't be there to kiss it anymore. So they were calling us, like, they are definitely enablers. Like, having the Detroit Pistons after bad losses is just enabling you to think you're better than what you are. But New York Knicks are still doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like, even in losses, right? You can still do what you're supposed to do. And in losses, the New York Knicks are. They lose to the Milwaukee Bucks 109-103. After even leading the majority of this game. And when I say the majority of this game, I really do mean the majority of this game. The New York Knicks were holding about on average a 5-point lead, maybe a 3.5 lead, right? Ooh, Jason Tatum with the reverse jam. They slamming and jamming now. All right, you see Bam over here bringing the ball up. He's over here wasting the clock. We're having to go tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. You know, it looks like we have a timeout by the Miami Heat. 19 seconds left to go in the game and 14 seconds left to go on the play clock. Miami Heat are up by 1 point. We'll come back to you in just a moment. All right, so they played Giannis Antetokounmpo on them, right? And it wasn't bad. It's just that they had a freak, and we have Jalen Brunson. That really is right now the Knicks' downfall. Our best player is Jalen Brunson. And he's not a bad guy. This is not to talk smash about Jalen Brunson or about Julius Randle or about RJ Barrett or about anybody else. Everybody is playing their role. Everybody. Would you like RJ Barrett to be more dominant at times? Yes. I've said this already. Like, RJ Barrett needs to get to the point where he's averaging about 28 points per game. Actually, I think I said 26.5 points per game. Where he needs to be putting up 18 points in field goals and 7 to 10 points from the free throw line. We got that from him last night against Milwaukee. We need a consistent. We need our big three to play like the big three in name, which, trust me, isn't up to ask for. You're only talking about, hey, can you guys give me 66 points per game? That's it. Total between the three of you. Yes, that's all the big three averaged. I have the numbers written down. I have the numbers here somewhere because I was piecing this together for a while. But they're not devastating. It's not even the fact that they didn't even average 75. You understand, 70 points a game, 75 points per game. But I do remember hearing little stuff like, hey, anytime these guys got put up 75 total points, their record is 103. The Knicks need to start getting there where they're comfortable. Who is that? Oh, popping bottles, who's popping the scene, popping in the podcast again. Get to the point where all of those guys on every single night, and we're talking about RJ, we're talking about Julius, we're talking about Jason. Those guys on every single night need to put up just 22 points. Start there. They need to average 22 points per game, every single last one of them. Or together as a collective, average 66 points per game. Get me there. And I know you're saying to yourself, yo, T, like that's a lot to ask for from the young boys. Like these aren't the Miami's Heatles. These aren't the big three. You're right. But that's also a decade ago, and the change of pace in the NBA has gotten faster. The points per game have gotten higher. The defense that they played back then isn't the same defense. So on average, yeah, I expect these guys to be able to put up 22 points. Is it so much to ask to say that RJ Barrett, you're at the point now we should put up 22 points per game? Is that too much to ask? Is that too hard to beg? Jalen Brunson is brought in here for a reason. It's too hard to beg. Like, hey, yo, give me 22 points. Julius Randle, who was sixth man or most improved player a couple years ago. Is it too much to ask for 22 points per game? On a consistent basis. Should be good for her strength training. That's funny. I just saw the comment about Brittany Griner. That actually is kind of funny. It's sensitive, but funny. I can laugh to it. Miami Heat are up by 3 with 5.1 seconds left to go. 110-107. Obviously, it's not a wrap. Else I would have told you this is a wrap possession. But no, Boston is inbounding the ball. Marcus Smart is on the inbound. It's on the curl. You see it get into Jalen. He takes like a 22-foot shot. Oh! I said 22-foot shot, but the three-point line is like 25 feet. And he took a shot that was like 7 feet behind the three-point line. We're talking like some Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, bye range. Banks it. Tied game. 110. Now, they did a football pass. Miami did. And they didn't get a chance to... And that ball went out of bounds. And they were trying to see if they could get the... Boston was trying to see if they get the ball back on there. And we're going into overtime. That's all I can say. We're going into overtime. God damn. What a shot by Jaylen Brown off the backboard. Did you call bank? Did you call bank? Did you call bank? Well, if you didn't, it's open regardless. Shots. Woo! I love this game, baby. I tell you, I love basketball. It don't get no better. 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 You see Santa there. You see Boston. You see Boston Knights. Oh my God! Oh my God! Look behind the screen. Fist pump. Fist pump. Like, yo, God, you cut. God, you cut. Look at it. Oh, this isn't a straw. I just tried to take a sip out. This isn't a straw. This is just what I use to stir my drinks. It's a chopstick. It's a goddamn chopstick. I don't know if you got. I literally was just over here a while ago. Like, yo, what the fuck? My shit's clogged. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Come on, nigga. Don't play with it. Bees like that. So again, let me get back into the game, because I get so easily distracted when it comes to the Knicks, right? Not a horrific game. Julius Randle started off the game fast, right, and ended up and fizzled out towards the end, right? But he was aggressive. He was aggressive early and going for his shots, and then he just fell in love with the three-point shot, and it wasn't working for him. And this is one of those games where you'd have liked to have seen, okay, let's see you get more active on the boards. Let's see if we get a little more active on assists. When Julius Randle's shot isn't falling anymore, I would like to see him turn into a playmaker and start getting RJ Barrett off. Start getting Quentin Grimes off. Start getting Jalen Brunson off. Because as you can see right now, Quentin Grimes is in the rotation, but he's not one of the trusted ones, right? And I'll tell you what I mean by that, right? Right now, there are 5 players that have the green light for the New York Knicks. Maybe 6. But as I do, one of them don't get the ball enough. But there's about 5 players that probably has the green light for the New York Knicks. Derrick Rose, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Jalen Brunson, and Emmanuel Quickley. Those 5 guys have the green light. And I would even go out to say so much so that plays are definitely designed, possessions are designed for those guys. Quentin Grimes right now, from what I've seen, he's just, okay, when you open on that 3 and you got that shot, you take it. But right now, you're the D guy. Pause. He's playing the Reggie Bullock role. So he's not quite in their good graces yet. But when I see Grimes, oh man, I don't know if you guys see it. If Grimes had RJ Barrett's touches, he may do better than RJ Barrett. I'm just saying, and it's Edmund on RJ Barrett. I want to bash RJ. I really don't. I've already come to the realization that his growth ladder is slower than his counterparts, right? His peers, his constituents. And those guys are Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. And those guys have an electricness about their game that is different than RJ. RJ is a slow-mo kind of guy. I've said this since day one from watching him play. Your best bet from him is if he turns into Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan. And I say that in a way about the flashiness of his game as well. When you watch those two guys play, there's nothing real flashy, fancy, excitement, or electrifying about their play except for the consistency and their hustle. The most electrifying, like you have to, like, they're not super fast, they're not super explosive. They just give you their all the time, and you can see it when they were there. That's probably who you're gonna get out of RJ. He's not Kobe. He's not Mike. Obviously, He's not this super duper electric jump through the air, hang and fly. He's not Vince Carter. He's not Ray Allen. He's not Tracy McGrady. He's not James Harden. He's slow-mo Kyle Anderson. He's just efficient enough. Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? He's boring as DeMar DeRozan. There's been games, even this game, I wonder, was making R.J. Barrett the top prospect coming out of college at any point in time. Because I'm coming to the point where I can't not blame R.J. Barrett for where he's drafted at. He was drafted third. That's poor. I should have said that's poor scouting on the Knicks. They took the consensus number 3. So at times it makes me wonder what made him number 3 compared to Ja Morant, or what even made him number 1 at any point in time. Just number 1 player out of high school? That's what he was at the time? Jimmy Butler loses the ball. Boston gets it back. 61-40. Ooh. That was a tough one. Kyle Lowry tried to draw the foul as Jalen Brown tried to Euro step around him. They called the foul on Kyle Lowry, and that one was close. That one was close. A little bit. See, this is weird. Watching Boston and Miami play against each other. More importantly, Kyle Lowry and Marcus Smart, because in certain defensive scenarios, they're the same player. Specifically when it comes to fast breaks underneath the rim, like they're the same player. Like they are 2 point guards that will put their body on the line consistently, and not for nothing. Not for nothing. As much as Kyle Lowry is a point guard, that is probably what kept him in the league all this time. It's going to keep Marcus Smart in the league. And I don't know of another point guard right now after Marcus Smart. Younger than Marcus Smart. Younger than Marcus Smart. That's what I'm trying to say. That's probably going to be his game, and he could probably make a living off of that in the league. Maybe Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson may be the next one. Like, he's that kind of guy, too. Ooh, Bam Adebayo drives to the lane, draws the foul, doesn't make the shot, scores 116 all, 40 seconds left to go. Bam's on the line. Back to this next game. Let me stay focused. Back to the next game. The Knicks lost a close game. Like, they were up for the majority of the game. It's just at the end of the game, the Greek Freak became the Greek Freak. And it's not what you can do about that. Like, there really isn't much that you can do about that. Our best player is nowhere near the caliber of Giannis Antetokounmpo. 37 points, 37 minutes. 13 for 25. Towards the end of the game, he hit a big three-pointer. He hit a big three-pointer to help put his team up, and then they never looked back after that. The New York Knicks they're doing everything they can. They really are. Still so far, what we're talking about, 20 games into the season, they've had 2 bad games. I'm glad they're 10-12. But they've only had 2 bad games. One against Brooklyn. I can't even remember the other one before that. This isn't how it was before, where teams felt like they can take off the first half and then turn it on the second half against the Knicks and win the game. This is not even that anymore. This is far and well beyond that. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and share and follow. Definitely head down to YouTube and Twitch, right? Go ahead and subscribe. There we get a little bing bong every time that we go on. But it's not. So it's not even. Let's not even say this. It's not even like what teams feel they can take off 3 quarters and then turn it on. Teams never play the Knicks for 48 minutes, or at least for 46 minutes or 45 minutes, and then the Knicks just aren't talented enough at the end to fully close out these games. But it's no longer, oh, we can relax in the first half, come in the second half, then by the third quarter, it's a blowout quarter, they're resting players. No, we're a better Detroit Lions. We're a better Jacksonville Jaguars. You understand what I'm saying? Is that we are now, the New York Knicks are officially now the team that will fight you on every game. Yeah, they're gonna fight. They're gonna keep every game tight and every game close, and they're gonna hustle on every single possession. And you're gonna have to fight your way to get over the hump of the Knicks to close out that game. It's gonna be close, and games will be close. And I can't even say that the Knicks don't know how to close out games. I just don't think they have the guy to close out games. Like I said, Giannis had 37 points, but you also had Holiday put up 22. Jalen Brunson, like you saw him constantly trying to take advantage of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is a good defensive player. This whole Milwaukee team is a good defensive squad. Sorry, it's been a long day. The only thing I can say here is that our has to come into his own. And come into his own to a point where he can't feel that he is taking a step back to be respectful to Julius Randle, the OG. Like, he can't be taking a step back to be like, oh, you know what? I got to show my OG respect. This is still kind of his team. Like, this will be my team eventually. Nah, you don't have that much time in the league to play second fiddle to Julius Randle. You guys, to me, aren't that many years enough apart. It's not like he's at the end tail end of his career. Nah, he's right here in the prime. So I think this is something that I from the looks of it, Jalen Brunson has realized that, you know what, I can't sit here and be the passive aggressive guy. I can't sit back and be, oh, let me make sure that Julius is getting his, and let me make sure that RJ is which he still needs to do, but not taking second fiddle, going and taking the lead first. Man came away with it, comes with this victory in overtime, 120-116. Listen, yo, so man, cause I have the NBA League Pass, just as bad as me watching my NBA games through my Black channel, all right? And even worse, I don't. Part of it, not say even worse, but part of it is so bad that it crashes just as much. Oh, let's go watch Memphis and Philly. Brooklyn just won. Look, they're on a 4-game winning streak. Yep, they just beat the Raptors 114-105. Okay, we're just going to see the end of that. All right, so we have the Raptors versus Philly. Memphis Grizzlies versus Philly. Right, they're in Memphis. Memphis Grizzlies are up 111-106. There's about 2:38 left to go in the game. Alrighty, let's keep this thing rolling. We're gonna keep on rolling. We're gonna keep on rolling. Y'all listening to some soul jams recently, and it's some joint that I'm always hearing one of my uncles play. And I ain't gonna lie, I really thought it was some old school jams, but after listening to a couple of Southern soul mixes, some of these songs are pretty new. They were talking about look at the flick of the wrist, look at the flick of the wrist. Like they were talking about bodies and extensions and all kinds of shit. I was like, yo, these songs are new. Like they just got a full-blown old school feel to them. And I guess that's what that Southern soul music is. But hey, yo, I was jamming today in a different kind of jam. I didn't even want to turn it off and put on Hot 97. Like I didn't want anything to do with any radio song. And the thing about Southern soul jam, it sounds like it could be country music, but it's Southern black country music in a way. And I said Southern soul music, right? It's basically like black country music. But oh my God, it's so good. And oh my, they not preach on every jam. Like, if you're wondering where all the old school slow jam artists are at, they're in the Southern soul. They're in the Southern soul genre. If you want that, if you're looking for that feel from your, and I'm not even talking about my kind of old school. I'm talking about that P-Funk kind of old school, like that George Carl kind of old school. Like, yeah, hit me. Watch out now. Like that kind of old school. We're talking about it got that James Brown and Otis Reddish kind of, you know what I mean, kind of feel to it. Like, whoo, but it is so pure. It really is. I may have a whole new genre. I may honestly have a whole new genre of sports to watch, music to listen to. It's already talking to me. But man, oh man. Okay, let's continue. I mean, we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. How far are we into the show? Have we gone into the show already? I feel like we're an hour into the show already. And I haven't even gotten into right on pace. The Knicks. Well, you know, let's move. I'm just gonna move on because we have plenty of time to talk Knicks. We have plenty of time to talk, but just know that there are things that I'm watching out for this year, and I'm not really disappointed with anything so far this year, except for maybe RJ Barrett. And he's doing great so far, right? I know he had that slump when he was sick. But to me, I still think I feel that need to see more from him. But that's because he's the number 3 pick of the draft. And we expect more from the number 3 pick of the draft. And listen, he's a great talent. He's a great New York guy. Listen, he may be built for the city for the next for 12 years into his career, and never have to worry about a goddamn thing from this young man. It's just we want more from him because we realize that the Knicks are getting very close to this being a piece away, and that's really what it is. The Knicks have gotten really close to being a piece away. Now, one of the beautiful things now, I don't know if you guys have realized this, so you can say this about this year, you can't say about last year, about all of these young pieces that we have. They are now officially assets. This trade deadline I do not expect Knicks to be stagnant if there is a major player on the board. Is it too late for Kevin Durant to come in here and be part of this team? Because honestly, imagine this team with Kevin Durant. There's not too many people I can imagine this team with. Like, seriously, like, because I'm trying to think, like, who can we fit into like the small forward or shooting guard position, or the power forward position. Listen, that could be up. That could be in the that. Listen, guys, you never know. That could be right around the corner. Julius Randle is actually playing well enough this season that over the last season, well, you know what? Maybe somebody is looking at him like, you know what? We can do this. Maybe San Antonio even. But because I can't think of a guy on any championship contending team. And hear me out. Let me finish this thought. I can't think of a championship contending team that we can get back for trading away Julius Randle. And I say that to say that, let's say the New York Knicks want to do the right thing for once, right? And they say, you know what, Julius, we're going to trade you to a contender so you have a chance to win. We appreciate what you've done for this franchise, what you've done while you've been here. Who the fuck are you getting back? Damn it! I wanted to use this podcast for something else. Back. Hey, talk to me. Tell me seriously. You get him back. Where's the starting championship team that you can get back for Julius Randle? Draymond Green? And what does Draymond? I know Draymond isn't coming, but what would Draymond Green do outside of? I guess possibly just free up RJ Barrett more to be more of a centerpiece. But I already know tips. RJ Barrett is gonna still average his 15 to 20 touches per game, and that will just up Grimes' touches. So it's interesting to see, right? I don't think it's enough. I don't think, because remember, we don't believe at all that they have to bring another power forward in here, right? I think the Knicks' biggest thing will be, let's see if we can get a shooting guard, possibly in here, small forward, and then with Julius Randle leaving and move Obi Toppin into the starting lineup. But I really am curious who that guy can be. I'm just curious, period, of what that trade could be. But as I talk about Julius, more than anything else, everybody, as the Memphis Grizzlies win this game 117-109. All right, let's move on to our next game. We running through these games today. Let's see who is next. Milwaukee Bucks and Lakers. I think we still got time on that. I think that game's on it. That game's probably over already. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, that game's over already, and they've already started. That was the ESPN game. They've already started Chicago and Golden State. So while they do that, let's take a peek at New Orleans and San Antonio. Let's win in San Antonio, and then we'll come back. We'll come back to you guys and then check on the next one. All right. No, that game is ended. All right, so let's move on. Let's see what Devin Booker has been doing in this Houston game. Talking about Book. Speaking about Book has been balling lately with no CP3 in the lineup. And no, folks, this isn't the reason why CP3. But Devin Booker has definitely ball CP3 has the starting lineup. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. All right, we're going to get into that. All right, but let's take a trip, right? A nice little trip, right, from 305 to my city. You know how we get it? We get it. All right? Well, we going to go from the 305 where we at live to my city of Perth all the way to Brooklyn, folks. We're gonna cover everything in between, everything on the scene, everything that you know what I mean? Let's see who's over here trying to catch me on Facebook. I seen somebody pop up on the Facebook messages. Who was that? Who's over here trying to slide in my DMs? Just for a second I thought I recognized the name, but now I lost the whole thing. Fuck it. Before I lose my goddamn Instagram feed. Alrighty. So like I said, from 305 to my city, we're gonna take a nice little road trip, right, for you guys. Right? Now, as you guys already heard, Jimmy Butler made his return into the lineup this evening as they just had their victory over the... Who did they just play? As they came in for the victory tonight. Boston. As they came in for the victory against Boston tonight, right? So you see Jimmy Butler return. And this is a nice little victory for the Miami Heat. They've been struggling without Jimmy Butler. Boston has been on a roll, and Eric Spoelstra came out earlier today, right? Earlier this week, earlier, and came out saying that, you know what? With Jimmy Butler back, we feel whole again. And Jimmy Butler's a big piece to what this current Miami Heat team does. So we have the Phoenix and Houston game on. Phoenix Suns are currently up 67-61 at home against Houston. See Phoenix in their Oklahoma City Thunder colored jerseys. And from the looks of this may be in homage to the Indian tribes in Arizona. I'm not quite sure the color scheme, but the logo on the court, right? The logo on the court makes me assume that this may be tied into their Indian heritage, Native American heritage. Right, that Arizona has, or even the culture that Arizona has, and Phoenix has. And if I'm not mistaken, even the fact that that stadium is even built on Native Americans on ground and soil. Oh, look at Jabari Smith is like, hey yo, he pushed me off. Now you know what to do. Like so, and We'll get into this game because trust me, D-Book is gonna come up later on. It's gonna come up later anyway, right? But let's continue on this road trip. I don't want to waste the music, right? So as we leave South Florida, right, we take a little trip into Tampa Bay, and what's happening in Tampa Bay is, ironically, rumors are coming out as they show CP3 on the bench tonight after news broke last night about him. He don't even look the same. He don't even look like the enthusiastic. Hey, oh, blah, blah, blah. He's over here like, man, I can't believe Buddy did that, man. I can't believe she said, like, yo, like, do they get their rocks off on this? I don't even know how to explain this to my wife or my twin brother, Carl. Cliff. My bad. I don't even know how to explain this to them. Damn it. I'm going to have to get some better insurance. This may mean half. I'm gonna give it that line. We gotta stick together, baby. Black couples, you know. We this is what they want us to do. Oh man. Like I left home to be with my side piece. She's like, yeah, you left home to be with your side piece? While you was in Japan, I was over in Greece. Yeah, when you was in Mexico, I saw you too. You two were in the pool. We had to duck and hop in a kazoo. Like, yo, this is that talk. This is that talk y'all don't know about. Southern Soul Jams, baby. I'm telling you. Them Southern Soul Jams. They got some funk for I left home. Yeah, build my side piece. I left home, baby, to build my side piece. I'm telling you. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I want to take my clothes off. Good gracious, ass is bodacious. I got tagged in some shit. But yeah, apparently Tom Brady is being rumored to possibly make a return back to New England. And can I tell you something? From the bottom of my heart, yo, stay up, broke ass there, brethren. Yo, no, brethren, we mean it. Yo, keep your ass where you're there. We don't want you back in the AFC East. Yo, stay your blood clot exactly where you're there. Stay over there, down there, sir, in a Tampa Bay. Continue to be Florida, man. You left New England and go on, chapter done. You don't want no piece of that thing there over the more. But you want run back to you. See, that's exactly what's happening. See what's happening here? See what's happening here? This is symbolic. This is symbolic to Tom Brady running back to his ex. So what? Is going back to New England, get him back to Giselle? All I'm saying is that Tom, never run back to the ex-player. Nah. Like, why have one when you could have three? One woman to hold you down, one woman to lift you up, and of course you need one woman that definitely don't give up. I'm saying, why have one? You're Tom Brady when you can have three, but leave home and give it your side piece. I left home, baby, to build my side. Yeah, yo, Uncle Bear, thank you so much for putting these Southern Slow Jams on my radar. Hot diggity damn. I'm telling you, it's the only thing worth moving to the South for. I'm gonna tell you that now. Listen, here in South Florida, we're not part of the South. We're not. We're our own separate peninsula in the South. That's exactly what Florida is. Its own separate peninsula in the South. It's like how New York City is its own separate peninsula in the North. But, yes. We take a road trip from 3052 to my city down. We're city down. Alright. So, that's special rumor. But let's go ahead and get some. You know what? So, hey, yo, hold up. Let's take a quick peek at this score, right? Because I know you guys know that I don't do the odds a lot. But I decided I wanted to do some odds today, right? Right? I really wanted to get into some betting lines, right? You know what? Like, fuck that, bet that. I really wanted to pack. Excuse me. I'm gonna pack a little punch in there. Right, let's go on. Let's see so we can even these odds out. Cut that. Let's bring this one in here. Tell you, see what my uncle did to me? See what my uncle did to me? Well, we got some betting. We got some odds for you guys a little bit late. I'm telling you, now. Give it back to my road trip music. Let's give it back to my road trip music. Let's get hot. We get hot. It's time for us to roll up and roll out. All right. So we have Miami and Boston, right? I'm still learning how to read odds. That's the reason why I don't really gamble. I don't really know how to read these things like that. I ain't gonna lie. So the Miami Heat were a 7.5-point favorite to beat Boston. So they had Miami plus 0.75. So I take it they had Miami as a 7.5-point favorite. Is that how you read that? Now Miami versus Boston, I actually would have picked Boston to win this game. I would have lost. But that 7.5 points though. Ooh, that's where the money was at, plus 7.5. So maybe they wasn't picking them. Because was it Miami won and they only won by 4 points. Yeah, I definitely would have had Boston on this game. I wonder what I would have won. Would I have won 200? The odds were plus 200, but that was only if you had Miami plus 7.5. Yeah, I would have never taken those odds. Because I would have thought that Boston would have won this game, and if Miami would have been a close one. Jimmy Butler was just now getting back into the lineup. He was still probably getting his legs about him. I wouldn't have seen it as that kind of game as of yet. And Miami definitely did end up taking this game. Now we had Toronto over Brooklyn. They had Toronto as a 1.5 point favorite, right? Plus 105. And this is a game I was gonna look for. I was gonna look for Brooklyn to win as well and win big. I think Brooklyn was plus 1. Oh no. This ain't my forte. But it will be by next year. I guarantee you, next year you'll be like, yo, T, yo, but them numbers for me, B. Let me get them numbers off you, son. Hey, yo, son, you don't know about me, T. Yo, I like numbers. Last we have Orlando and Cleveland. I don't know if that game is still on. I didn't even check the score of that game. We had Orlando plus 10.5, plus 333. So if you think Orlando could win by plus 10.5, nah, B. This is Cleveland all the way. This is Cleveland on the way by possibly 10 points. Let's see if we can find that game. That game's probably over by now. Okay, we got to find one on that game. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we have there. Cleveland by 11. Cleveland by 11. Okay. Let's see how this is going. I think I can make some money here. I think I could definitely make some money here, right? But like I said, from 305 to my city, we taking road trips all over the place, right? I'm not gonna stop in Brooklyn. We don't have no reason to stop in New York. We're gonna stop there already. That's why we transition straight for the next talk from 305 to my city to make sure we can get down here in South Florida in one piece. 95 South, one shot. All right, let's go ahead and cut that for me, right? Let's get into. We gotta take a break here real quick, right? And you know I'm not a big fan of breaks, not even when I'm having sex, right? Seriously, I just like to keep going round after round after round after round. And folks, you can go round after round after round after round too with Blue Chew. Wait, what? What's Blue Chew? You ask? Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. All you have to do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. This has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity you just can't miss. Listen, for a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. And she will love how you come through in advance when you blue. She will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use my promo code of GSSS, that's like going Super Saiyan Super. Right? With GSSS, Golf Sierra, you get your first order of Blue Chew for free. I told you for a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. Ain't no lower cost than free. And for the free 99, free, you can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Use my promo code. Pay for shipping and handling. That's all you got to do. Take care of your postal workers. That's not even about anything but your postal workers. All right, take care of your postal workers. They're out there, rain, snow, sleet, hail. Right now, it's snowing in some of these places. They're out there bringing you your Blue Chew, helping you through the hard times. Get it? Triple entendre over there. The Blue Chew. right? There really is only two instructions when it comes to it. You chew it, and then you do it. How you do it is up to you. If you want to be like LL, yeah, you doing whack. Right? You can do it that way. Or if you want to be like Lionel Richie and do it all night long, all night, yeah. All night long. Just know that you will never be a 1 minute man ever again. You never have to suffer from whiskey dick ever again. You never have to worry about those embarrassing moments ever again. Make sure that you can do everything that you said that you was gonna do in the DMs. When you chew Blue Chew from the beginning. Blue Chew. It's everything that you need. What's going on, El Gato? Haven't seen you in a minute, Pepe. I didn't even see that you was on here. My bad. I wasn't even paying attention. You know you like the Blue Chew read. Yeah. Listen, GSSS. Go to bluechew.com. Use the promo code GSSS, and you can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Blue Chew. Listen, it's what you want. It's not what you need. Yo, it's so funny. There was this lady, right? There was this lady the other night at the bar. She and she won my trivia segment. So I had a free sample of Blue Chew for her. And she was like, I don't need no Blue Chew. She was like, listen, if the guys I'm fucking with can't get up, I don't need them. The guys I'm messing with don't need Blue Chew. Listen, I'm 67 years old. If they need, I'm like, man, you 67 years old. Blue Chew is 100% made for your demographic. Like, stop playing like your gok skills is still top tier. Like, stop playing like they getting turned on from the looks of you. Like, nah, they ain't on rage when they walk in the room anymore. Like, you ain't pulling it like that. They need a little pick me up. The guys that you are fucking with, they need a little strong arm to get down to get through whatever you got going on. Like that she was over here talk like you know what that was though. That was that New Yorker in her. Like that was the 22-year-old former New Yorker in her talking. I can see it, all the sass, everything like that. She wanted to throw the ass on me in there just to be like, yo, I could prove a point, but I'm not the dude in your demographic. And the dudes in your demographic need it. But it has nothing to do with your demographic. I was trying to tell you how Shorty was talking reckless. Like she was talking mad reckless. But it's fun though. Listen. You guys probably heard on the podcast. We have a blast on the podcast on Wednesdays nights. So guys, make sure that you come and check out the podcast every single Wednesday night. We are live from Sharky's, where ladies drink free 9 to 10, and then ladies is also 2-for-1 drinks from 10 to 12. Also, Sharky's every single Wednesday they have drink specials for the football games where you get 2-for-1 drinks on every Dolphin touchdown, and whichever game is the game of the weekend. Don't forget, Sharky's is where you actually want to get your drinks at. And yes, folks, don't tell you one more time. BlueChew.com, promo code GSSS. Get your free order of Blue Chew get your first order of Blue Chew for free. All right, let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? Because talking about Blue Chew, right? We had somebody we had some heavy hitters out there last night, right? We had some people out there throwing some haymakers. We had some hard hitters out there, and don't nobody hit harder than Kanye. My apology, billionaire Ye. Nobody hits harder than Ye when he decides to put the gloves on and start throwing haymakers. Will you keep it up with the World Cup? Enough. I know USA won. I know Iran lost. I know there was upsets all over the place. I forgot who was playing tonight, though. I had an eye on that. It was Cambodia and who's Cambodia playing? Or was it Cameroon? No, not Cambodia. I'm tripping. It was Cameroon, and I'm actually enjoying the highlights on YouTube. Oh, nice. Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's what I should have on. I am tripping. You know what? I'm over here watching basketball. I apologize. I should be watching the World Cup right now. I should fully be watching the World Cup right now. But also I should be butt naked watching the World Cup. It's an international sport, and I feel like that's a sport international people watch butt naked while at home chilling. Camera. Right? No, not really. I'll tell you, like, I have that feeling because I have a feeling that eventually, like, if I'm rooting for a team, right? I feel like if you're a fan of a team like that, that eventually you just end up taking off all your clothes, like as the game goes on. So you end up watching the game naked. It's not a natural occurrence. Is that not the natural progress of things? Listen, I could be mistaken. Like, what do I know? Like, if Jamaica isn't in it, I'm not watching. I'm joking. Jamaica's never in it. And I gotta tell you how disappointed I was every year as a child growing up, like looking for Jamaica to be in it. Because also, just based off how much shit talking Jamaicans do about how good their soccer skills are. Right? And how many of them go play soccer in the park and they do this shit, but they don't got a goddamn proper soccer team to save their lives. This shit is depressing. Let me see if I can find some soccer on the telly. So let's continue the game. Right? Strikes and stuff, right? But the hardest striker of them all, right, is Kanye, as he's again. And what he said during the day, right? But it wasn't about what he said during the day that we're about to talk about here, because what he talked about during the day wasn't sports related. And then I don't talk about stuff that aren't sports related. I just didn't catch it. But is what he said about CP3. Yes, Chris Paul. And they're like, oh, what could he say about Chris Paul that we haven't heard before? Oh, that he doesn't know how to close out games, that he's washed up, that he's old. Like, no, none of that. None of that. Let's see, what did he say? That motherfucker has a friend that is a Holocaust denier. Well, if he's on that road as well too, yeah, then listen, Kanye's gonna end up. Listen, that's probably why Kanye is being. Listen, Kanye's the reason why he's in the reason for right now, right? Like, nobody has put Kanye in this position other than Kanye. So as much money as Kanye may lose, Kanye is doing this to himself. But it said that he started off the day. He started off the day with a day of anti-Semitism. Don't know what he said. But how he ended the night was bringing up Chris Paul, number 3 point guard for every team that he has ever let down. And what he said was that he caught CP3 with his wife. And this signed off for the night. Like, literally it was before I go to bed, let me strike you with this little bit of thunder real quick. Lightning. And came out and said and revealed that CP3 was caught with his wife. And then signed off for the night. And left the whole entire world, as I could imagine, CP3 with the shocked look on their face, like, wait, the fuck? Wait, what? You caught him with your wife? Wait, doing what? He was what? With who? Where? What? But that's what he left it as. And I'm not gonna lie, I just saw CP3 on the bench. He normally looks a lot more enthusiastic than this. He looks like he had the air sucked out of him right now. And I wonder, because if I'm sitting here with the shocked look on his face, and this is just me as the fan, I wonder how he felt. how his wife felt, how his kids felt, because this isn't a story that was okay. If you listen, if you're on Twitter, you'll probably catch it. That's about it. No. I heard about this well before I made it over to Twitter for this morning. I heard about this 5 o'clock in the morning on my morning drive show. I heard about the little nugget that Ye left on CP3's doorstep. Like, here you go, brown paper bag. So that's what Kanye West has done lately. Anti-Semitism by day and breaking up relationships by night. He's like, yo, if I can't be happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy. He is literally out here damning the whole world. I'm just gonna let you guys know now, right? Before Kanye West puts out any of my business, yes, when we worked together at the warranty place, yes, I cheated on both of y'all, right? Like, what else can I confess before Kanye West gets out here and reveals any shit that I have locked up? Like, listen, I have smoked weed when I'm military. Like what else? I'm trying to think. Like, I just figure, like, I have to get it all out here, like, in the open. I think I already told you, when I go see my doctor and I tell him how I'm an alcoholic, right? Speaking of, hold on. That's so good. You can't tell me alcohol does not make drinks taste better. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it just does. Okay, let's see. We have a live USA versus somebody. Is that what's going on right now? No, that's tomorrow at 8 a.m. Let's set a reminder for that one. Just add that to my stuff. Yeah. Out of mercy. Wait, okay, come on. I'm having troubles over here. I'm having technical difficulties. It's all user error. Okay, whatever. I am not seeing what I want to see. Wasn't Brazil playing today? No, keep watching. Who was Cameroon playing? I know Cameroon was playing somebody. Did you guys already tell me that? Cameroon lost to Switzerland. Okay, never mind. I already got that answer then. All right, let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? Let's look at sports, right? Like, it just sucks, right? Because CP3 fails in the clutch again. Like, see, and this is why, you know what though? This is also why they say you really can't look up to anybody and, oh, I like this person, like, they've been so squeaky clean, or they're this or they're that, because you never know what somebody has hiding in their closet. You never know what little skeleton is lingering somewhere. Let me see, we got some chats coming in. Have a good time, find your love. Oh, I definitely always find my love. I'm gonna find my love. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We got people watching on YouTube. And don't forget, wherever you're, they getting it in Brazil. Boom, 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 boom. Bum, 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 bum. See that sea of yellow and green. You know what though? I know I was debating with some people, like, on Instagram, but I was really just gassing some stuff up. There really is no exciting sports scene to see than a soccer game. Like, That thing is bountiful, and it is. Hey now, cameraman, you ain't slick. You ain't slick, cameraman. That thing is like that. Their arenas are bountiful, and it is electric, fully electric. Like, and you can feel it every single time through the television, especially when the World Cup comes around. Holy crap! I gotta make my way out to one of these games. I really do. I gotta make my way out to one of these games. Like one of these times when they come down to America, right? Or come over to America for one of these good games. I'm gonna have to catch it. I'm really gonna have to catch it. Right? But let's go ahead and catch a new segment that we were talking about. So let's roll up and roll out. Hope you guys have been preparing yourselves. Hope you guys are tipsy. You've been pre-gaming. Hope you got your J's ready, got your drinks ready, right? Because we are about to introduce you guys to what do they call it? The beta. The beta, that's what it is. The beta of the MyT Club. I seen a whole bunch of people lined up. I seen them try to get in. Everybody is able to get into the MyT. It is exclusively. Oh yeah. So you gotta be exclusive. You gotta be a special to somebody to get inside of the MyT Club, right? And listen, don't you worry, child. The MyT Club is built for everybody. If you are a baller, a shot caller, if you are the somebody or the somebodies or the who's of who's, the MyT Club has a room for you. And folks, the first room in the MyT Club is the 40 and over room.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Oh yeah, we got the.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
We got the 40 and over room, and in this room, folks, you gotta be 40 and over, or you gotta put up 40 and over in a game for the night. And yeah, folks, we're gonna talk about this from the last time we was on Inter. So we got Wednesdays games and we got Thursdays, right? And we'll do Friday, Saturday, and Sundays games when we come back on Monday. I told you watching Phoenix, right? We were a little surprised. Like, yo, we had some things to talk about. And boy, it wasn't just CP3. It was about Devin Booker as well. Devin Booker puts up an amazing 51-point game right after dropping 44 points in the game before against Sacramento. Where in that game, he shot 17 for 28, where he told everybody, hold my drink, I can do better. I can love you better. It don't get no better. Hold my drink. It can't get much better. He drops 51, 20 for 25 shooting, 6 for 7 from beyond the arc, 5 for 6 from the charity line, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. But the biggest out of them all, he continues to pick up, and that is the dub, baby. 122, 113 over Chi-Town. It may have been windy in the Chi-Town, but he still was able to keep his hat crooked and came out with the dub and your girl. Tell the world. Oh, yeah. I'm happy to have some of the funk back in the show. I don't got the beds that we used to have. Well, oh, man, we definitely still got some head buses. And folks, we got somebody else that decided to come into the room. Who else is that out there? You got into the club. You trying to get into this room?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yes, you are, Jason Tatum. As he drops 49 points. 15 for 25. 8 for 12 from the 3-point range. And again, folks, the biggest stat of them all was the W. Now, ironically, you wonder who they played? It's the same team they played tonight and lost to. They played the Miami Heat. That team had a back-to-back, a home and an away. An away and a home and a home. I like to call it a home and home. The proper term is home and away, but I like to call it a home and home. I really do. I like to buck the system. You know what I mean? Bucker. Ooh, shit, a lot of mercy. Cups. Had to suck the alcohol off the ice. Now my cup's empty. Alright, let's see. We got some Copa Mundial de la FIFA 2022. The World Cup bracket. Let's see. We have in the final 8. We have United States, Argentina, and I missed the rest. We got some representatives from all around. We got Brazil there. We got Ted State. We got FIFA something. I watch this in Spanish. I don't understand none of this. Let's see. Defenders los Octavias de final. So the final of 8 defenders. I'm not quite sure I'm not quite sure how that's translated, but I got the final of 8 defenders. The final 8 defenders. Definados los octavos de final. Cameroon beat Brazil 1-0. I thought he said Brazil. Oh no, wait. I just said, oh yeah, he said we got Cameroon lost to Switzerland, but Cameroon just beat Brazil. That's what they were probably playing. That's probably the game I wanted to catch for the Cameroon and the Brazil factor. Hey, we like what we like. You know what I mean? But still, I have no type. You know how that go. You like how that go. So, and I don't think, right, I don't think I have to tell you guys why, like, I wanted to watch this. Why I definitely wanted to watch this game. Because, obviously, you know, Brazil, like I have the best friend is Brazilian. Also, the South American factor, they want to give love to our South American brethren and sisters out there, but also want to give much love to my African brethren and sisters as well. Because I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna be rooting for the last African country that's left standing. Like that's how I'm gonna. You guys don't know this about me yet? I'll tell you guys right now. I have never ever, and I probably will never ever for America in the World Cup. I've always, since I was a child, it just wasn't for me to root for them in. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I said, every year I was looking for Jamaica, and if Jamaica wasn't there, then you give me some African country. That's kind of how I was raised. Give me another island country, or give me some African country. That's how I was raised. But let's get back into this, right? Let's see, Brazil, 3 games there, 2 with a tie. It looks like. Suzia, I don't know if that's Switzerland, maybe. That they 3 games, they're 2 and a tie as well. Both of them scored 6 points. Cameroon, they're 3 games, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie, 4 points. I'm trying to change Spanish. I'm fully trying to change this to Spanish. So I'm trying to have my brain fire off. Now I realize how Spanish is. Like, see, I realize I'm not that far off. You give me 6 more years of Spanish, I think I can become fluent. Or you give me 6 more years of Puerto Rican, like fully like immersed in Puerto. Like, put it this way, I'm gonna tell you this: if I was ever fully immersed in Puerto Rico, in a Spanish-speaking country, I will be able to fully get by within 18 months be able to speak in legal language. I fully believe that. And I'm saying 18 months, and I know that sounds like a long ass, because I'm not trying to like bullshit. I'm like, I'm gonna need as much time as possible, and I think 18 months is more than enough time. Where I don't have constantly people there translating English. Because you would say like, yo, you was in Germany for 3 years, but nah, there was too much constant American interaction. Like I never had to fully go German unless I got off base and did other, and then a lot of those places tailored to America, so they spoke English. So let's go ahead. Let's finish up here, right, and get Jason Tatum into the club, right? As he made his way into the club with his 49 points of the evening. Also, second highest scorer for November 30th, as well, the last day in November. See those boys creeping into the club, trying to get in at the very last minute. They won the game 134 to 121 over Miami, right? Most important one of them all was the dub. Nobody got into the club last night, folks. Nobody wanted to come into the club last night. No basketball players, no football players. Yeah, you was wondering, yo, football players get into the club? Yeah, they get into the club. They have their own separate room, though. They have their own separate room. Now, teams may be able to get into this 40 club, but we got a whole separate room for NFL players. Hopefully, we got some candidates on Monday. And on Monday, we're going to open this club back up. And we going to get, and not only will we, I guarantee you, we're going to open up the 40 room, right? We got some people partying in the 40 and over room. But oh yeah, we got in our new room, that new section, we're going to have somebody in the Sparta room as well. I'm over here, I'm wilding. Let's see, how much time do we have? Always got to keep track on time. We're doing great. We're doing great on time right now. We really are. We are doing great on time. I'm doing much better on time than I actually anticipated. You know what's crazy? Right? The one time I want to watch the World Cup, right? Thank you. I was being reminded, right? And I should have been watching the World Cup all day. I should have had it on the TV. I actually completely forgot about. There's actually no World Cup to watch, and the World Cup is normally on at so many different obscure times that you're like, damn, like I can't get no games on right now, like nothing. Like you gotta peek into anything. Like this is horrible. Okay, I just switched over to the NFL Network, and they have this Green Bay game. What did Green Bay play last week? Is this the Philly game? Is this game against Philly? No, this is a game against Chicago. I thought Green Bay played Chicago this week. Okay, so I don't know what week this is from then. Okay, you know what? Let's get back into our NBA. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to get back into our NBA. We're going to continue with these NBA games because this ain't happening for us right here. We got no World Cup to go to. We tried to be internationally toned. Some of you guys remember who that is? International tone. Some internationally known. Alrighty, let's get back into the sports, right? Because there's been some real odd stories that's been swirling around this one particular guy, right? And that is one Kyler Murray, right? And I think we're going to be talking football for the most part, right, as we end the show. What else do we have left here? Let's see here. We did that. We did that. We get in there. We did that. We get in there. Ooh, my Fave 5. Are we going to get into the Fave 5 this week? Hey, so let me tell you what you guys are going to do here, right? Go ahead and start sharing with me your top 5 favorite players in the NBA. We're going to talk about my 5 favorite players, but I want to hear from all of you, right? I do definitely want to hear from all of you. So start sharing with me your favorite 5 players. Start adding me at MyT Sports. Right, hit me up. Let me know who your 5 favorite players in the NBA are. Don't forget the phone lines are open as well. If you want to call in with any questions, any questions that you have, we do take phone calls here on the MyT Sports Podcast. We take phone calls, we take questions, we take it all. Pause. Calls. We take all calls. So there's been this. Arizona's in disarray. Let's just say this. Let's just start off there. Arizona is in complete disarray. I'm talking about the Arizona Cardinals here, right? In case you guys are unaware, right? They're in disarray, and things haven't looked right for them. Yeah, let's do this right. Things haven't looked right for them since they started contract negotiations with Kyler Murray. Odd, right? Not things have gone wrong for them since they signed him to his new contract. Since they started contract negotiations. When they negotiated his original contract, they had to put in a study time clause, a practice clause, right? Because they felt like he wasn't putting in enough off-time hours studying the playbook, going over his plays, trying to be the elite of elite quarterbacks. Now, listen, it's been for a couple of years. I've stood right here and like, you know what? Until I have a reason to bet against Arizona, I love me some Kyle. I should have played baseball, Murray, and I've called him that since I've loved him. And there's always been a reason why I've called him that. This is the day he was drafted. But now you see this. Now you see some weird things, right? Some weird old things starting to take place, and that was probably the first of it. Was them needing to put in a clause so that you can practice better. Okay. That particular clause caught a whole lot of steam and caught a whole lot of backlash. He defended himself, however it was. The organization backtracked and was said that no such thing needed to be done. Yada, 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 this, that, and the third. They made up some bullshit. We're gonna take a peek into this Phoenix game. We're gonna see how many points Devin Booker has to see if he's potentially trying to make it into the four. Yo, you understand? It could be 3 straight nights he's making it into the club. Ooh. We got to this game right on time. 3.5 minutes left, and Phoenix is down against Houston. I don't think no spirits like you fucking with them. I'm never able to use a podcast on Roku TV, but maybe I can. I love you, Island TV, but if cussing is the problem to stop me from being able to like get on your network, then and I want to be on Island TV, but I also want to be on Roku. Man, I'm at to find something else. I gotta find something to do. I'm gonna have to do one show specifically for you guys. Or just give it to you guys and have you see what you think and have you edit it. If that's going to have to be the case. We're going to have to determine either or. One of the two things. I'm going to get some new graphics in here. We're going to see. Maybe not. I just remember this thing doesn't like multiple graphics. I wonder if I can have a slideshow with a video. Always trying to wait a fandangle that says you guys are catching me thinking out loud. Ooh. So, back to Kyler Murray and his recent issues, right? Because Kyler Murray's banned from the club. Oh, yeah, he's banned from the club right now. Right now, he is currently banned from the club. Like, he came to the door. We were like, he showed us the idea. Like, sorry, you're not on the list. He's like, but I'm Kyle. I should have played baseball with Murray. He gave me a nickname, everything, B. Like, how do I not get into the club? Like, yeah, you're not getting to the club right now. Like I said, Kyler Murray has had a whole bunch of weirdo scenarios circling him ever since the offering of his contract. First was the practice clause that needed to be in there, and that was because the team felt that he spent way too much time playing video games. Then you hear him talking about his head coach, but also you see the struggles that they've had this year, right? And it has jokingly been said that since Modern Warfare has dropped, the Arizona Cardinals haven't won a game, and that's not fully off. Former teammate Patrick Peterson, right? He comes out and he says in a tweet that, you know what? Kyler only cares about himself. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's get over this. Right? He comes out and he tells her that Kyler only cares about himself. And felt some type of way, right? He retorted. excuse me. Like, he fully retorted and he came back at him. Right on social media. He's like, listen, like what you're doing is really weird right now. Like, if this is supposed to be a big bro move, right? Why not call me or something or talk to me? Right, like why not treat the, well, you know what I mean? Like, he basically was like, yo, why don't you treat me like a man and hit me up instead of like trying to get views up on your podcast. It was like, hey, yo, like, that's what you feel? And if he has a podcast, he's about to see podcasts. Like, I wonder if he talked about it or somebody asked him about it. See, this is one of those weird things, right? Because until Kyler Murray responded the way he did, I didn't know that Patrick Peterson had a podcast. And I didn't know that he said this on his podcast. Right? So here you go. You guys can see it. Where he says Kyler Murray doesn't care about anybody but Kyler Murray. And Kyler comes back and says, listen, that's not true. Like, you're on some weird shit right now. You got my number. If you really felt like this as a big bro, wait, hold on. There we go. Wait, as a big bro, I didn't really get that in here for you guys. I'm gonna switch over this mirror. As a big bro, right? Or damn it. Or as a mentor, right? You're supposed to call me and tell me. Like, don't drag me so your podcast can grow. So I really have to, now it brings a whole different scenario because I feel like, damn, I really got to go hear Patrick Peterson podcast now to hear the context of what was said, to hear if Kyler Murray even heard the context of what was said. But I understand, without context or not, Kyler Murray only cares about Kyler Murray sounds pretty damning. But I still kind of want to hear the context now. So I'll be doing some research over the weekend, and we may talk about. Oh yeah, that's a charge. You got it. You got into him, Green. All right, let's see what's going on here. We got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Look like Houston is in foul trouble. They have scores 115-113 currently in Houston's favor. How much time we have left before we have to take a break? Got plenty of time there. I guess we're more worried about Podbean. You know, Podbean gets screwy. You know what? Let's see. We got about 6 minutes. I want to give the picks one full hour. You know how we like to do there. So I'm not even gonna get into my. Yes, I am. I'm not gonna get into my picks. Well, I'm not gonna get into my favorite players. That's probably gonna be reserved to after the picks. So we'll see how much time we have after that. But I do have something we can get into before we have to take our next break, right? And this is a hard break that we have to take, people. I apologize, because we have to reset the call-in line, the Podbean call-in line that we utilize. They require a reset every 2 hours or so of viewing or of listening. So I have to get that a hard reset. So for everybody that's listening, you will get a nice little commercial break, and everybody on Podbean on the calling line that's waiting to call it, that is going to reset. But then you will see the new feed available for you guys in just a moment. Actually, his new feed is probably ready already. You see it already on reserve. If you're in the live section, you just have to go ahead and click in there, and we'll be able to get you guys pumping again. So, our king has spoken, and I normally don't say this without kind of sarcasm. Today's one of the days I have no sarcasm for it. Just spoken. LeBron James has something very interesting to say. And you know what? This is a very good bandwagon for me to love when it comes to LeBron James. If there was ever one ever. Right? And you guys all know, when it comes to the serious moments, I give LeBron James his respect. I give him his flowers. I give him his dues. And he had a question that he had for the media. And for not just the media in front of him, for all media, including myself. I don't want to point the fingers here, including myself. He had a question for all media. Let me present the question that this guy gave us. And granted, I can hold myself accountable for this, because as often as I often talk about things that are also in the news cycle, right? And continuously in the news cycle. There's some things that are on the news cycle that I always make sure I get the opportunity to bring up. This will forever now be one of them. But let's see what the king had to say.
I got one question for you guys before you guys leave. I was thinking when I was on my way over here, I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that. Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like, as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it. I got one question for you guys before you guys leave. I was thinking when I was on my way over here, I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that. Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. when I watch Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it.
If there was any time I was proud of LeBron James, I've never been more proud of LeBron James than I am right now. Seriously. I talk a lot of shit about LeBron James on the basketball court. Right? I don't give him enough praise and roses for stuff on the basketball court. And the only shit about him I talk about the basketball court is only that he's not Michael Jordan. That really is it. That you're not Mike. Who has been? Even our highly respected great Kobe Bryant isn't Mike. And for a long time, I didn't like Kobe because they thought he was him. I automatically became a bigger Tracy McGrady fan. There's a reason why I deflected from Kobe. But off the court, there are no blemishes in LeBron James's record. I don't care if he gets CP3 at this point in time. There are no blemishes in this man's record. And there isn't much that LeBron James can do wrong off the court to me. Once again, he has taken. This is one of the times he has taken the right and a very strong, powerful stand and move. And he's right. And he may have even opened the eyes to something that even some black people may not even realize even about themselves at times, right? Because everybody held Kyrie accountable, including myself, right? And like I said, we probably talked about it a little bit longer, but also because it was in the news cycle longer than it needed to be. And as long as it was in the news cycle, it kept on making our cycle. Like I said, that's never stopped us before. Things that make the news cycle, that don't make the news cycle, was talking about it. So, just like how Brittany Griner has made it to our daily news cycle for the last 288 days. I think I'm going to start counting the days that since it's been that Jerry Jones still refuses to apologize to black people for being one of the individuals that was over here trying to intimidate black people when they were trying to be integrated into schools. Or until he comes out and he denounces racism. Just a simple statement. Because if he can't do that, then that also shows me that Jerry Jones that he mingles around too many racists, and that he can't denounce racism because his money comes from too many racist people, or he depends on too many racist people, which then makes me really wonder about your heart, because that lets me know that you have some racism and that you support in your heart. I know it's a weird stand to take, but yeah, we will start calling out Jerry Jones every single day. Same way we did Kyrie. The same way they wanted to drag Kyrie through the mud. Let's have Jerry Jones go through sensitivity training. Let's have him go meet with the Anti-Defamation League and have him go sit with them. Let's have Jerry Jones go do all that. Have him pay something to the NAACP. having paid something to HBCUs. Yeah. Let's start demanding something. See? Every time, right, black and brown people ask for just equal justice, it starts sounding ludicrous to you guys, don't it? Just asking for equal justice, the same. Or as they say now, the same energy. See, they don't say equal justice anymore. They tell you to keep that same energy. So you guys can understand it better. So keep that same energy. So we gonna keep that same energy for Jerry Jones. We gonna start counting down. We gonna start counting the days since that it takes as long for Jerry Jones to denounce racism. That's all he has to do. Real simple. You don't even have to pay anything. You don't gotta jump through hopes. You don't gotta jump through a flaming hula hoop like you had Kyrie do. You don't have to spread your cheeks and lift your sack. You don't have to do none of that. Jerry Jones, you don't have to worry about. You don't even have to worry about people, about any advertisers saying that they're not gonna fuck with you because you're at the top of it. Everybody's gonna come and fuck with the star. Somebody is waiting in line. Somebody right now is waiting in line just for one of those top other play people that are fucking with you right now to fuck up, so they could be like, "Yeah, we heard what you said. We don't care. Here, take my money." So, Jerry Jones, like LeBron said, yeah, he I don't know if LeBron said this in fully, but Jerry Jones does deserve that. Put out some kind of statement that didn't make it seem like, oh, me out there trying to intimidate a group of black kids from trying to go to school was just me being curious. And it was just curiosity of the time, like somebody trying pot for the first time. Because the way that Jerry Jones is explaining it is the same exact way that schools are trying to whitewash over history just so that their grandfathers and their forefathers, because we forget, this isn't, see, let's go into this deeper, right? How much time we got? I know somebody was saying to me the other night at Sharky's, and he was talking to me about his countries, like how his people also have gone through slavery through the history of time, and he doesn't want to talk about anybody's experience versus this. But and I was in a different mood. Like there's times when I'm like, you know what? I'm not even here to have this conversation with you. But the major difference, you're not in the country of the people that enslaved you, and you can't trace that back to your great-great-grandmother. That's all I'm saying. Because that's what the people in America have to deal with. And that's still that's still the part that's things that there's still people alive that was a part of that. As you can see, Jerry Jones is one of them. And that's the reason why the people in Jerry Jones's position and his family and his next tier of family members all want the history books changed up, so it makes it seem like slavery was some big old kumbaya moment that just happened for 400 fucking years with whip chains, massacres, lynches, hangings, beatings, and rapes. That's the part they want to take out. Jerry Jones doesn't want his name associated to that. Then denounce it. Or else you'll be associated with the racist fucks of the world. How hard is it to denounce racism? Out of all the things that you out here to denounce, like you would think, right, as a Christian, God-loving, God-fearing human being, there's two things in life you could easily denounce: the devil and goddamn racism. But I wonder why is it so hard for Jerry Jones? You wanted to paint a picture of curiosity, like somebody that stumbled into an art gallery and never seen a naked boob before. I was just curious. Like somebody that grabbed his friend's dick for the first time and put it in his mouth. I was just curious. The fuck? Fuck you mean you was just curious? Nah, that's not what you was doing. That's not why you was down there. You was down there to be part of the group to stop black people from going to school. Now, have you maybe changed since then? You realize the errors of your ways and realize that's not how a decent human being should conduct himself. Then just say it. How hard is it to say it? So we'll be expecting some kind of verbal apology from Jerry Jones sometime between now and the year 3000. And if not, then he'll die being the racist piece of shit that we think he may be. And now I have another reason to not like the Cowboys. Ever. Right now, right below Tom Brady and the goddamn Patriots, is Jerry Jones or whatever he's affiliated with. Until he denounces racism. I won't even put on the Dallas Cowboys game ever again. Until Jerry Jones denounces racism. This may be the last time we even talk positively about the Dallas Cowboys or anything football related about Dallas Cowboys until Jerry Jones denounces racism. I do apologize for the teams that the Dallas Cowboys play. I may give you guys Euros and your highlights, but I won't be mentioning the Dallas Cowboys anymore until Jerry Jones denounces racism. And you see, maybe that's what ESPN should do. Maybe that's what they should do. Like Stephen A. on your show, Get Up on your show. Any one of you guys, any of you black guys with shows out there, you want to make a stink? Then stop talking about the Dallas Cowboys until Jerry Jones denounces racism. Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp. Until he denounces racism. No love, no glove. Or no glove, no love. Put it on, bend over, and humble yourself for once. Until you're willing to humble yourself in front of the people, how do you expect the people to give to truly believe that you have had a change of heart? Isn't that what y'all wanted to do? Isn't that what you did to Kyrie? He had to make you believe. Even after he said, how can I be anti-Semitic when I'm Semitic myself? I know who I am. I know who I am in my heart. And I know where I come from. That wasn't enough. Guess what? Jerry Jones isn't enough. So, let's continue to roll up. Let's roll out. And I think it's just about that time that we're going to play a nice little commercial for you guys to lean on. As you guys have officially heard. Actually, we didn't even say anything about it, but if you listen to any of the past shows, you would have heard the last football talk about the Dallas Cowboys. It's a beautiful place to be. and without any remorse. I do this easily. You think about this is the thing about it, right? And you guys may be like, oh damn, you tripping. Oh no, you're if I was ready to drop the Jets because I thought the owner of my team was racist and sexist, what do you think I'm willing to do for a team that I don't root for? Seriously. Like, there you go. The little bing bong song to hit you. This thing about it. Until I was able to be presented with definitive information for me to come back and be a Jets fan, I was not coming back to be a Jets fan. I would not have come back until the evidence came back, until the evidence kept on disproving there was anything else. But I'm telling you guys right now, this is the last time that we think Cowboys actually sports related until Jerry Jones denounces racism. It's really gonna be that simple. If you think I was able, if I did it that easily for my Jets team, you think I won't do it for the Cowboys? So we will never ever be talking Cowboys on here ever again. If you ever want Cowboys talk or them boys, my response, I'm gonna be like Marshawn Lynch with it. Instead of saying like, yo, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm like, we don't talk Dallas Cowboys on this podcast until Jerry Jones announces, and that will always be our response. So let's continue to roll up and roll out. You know what? I got a little something for you guys. I'm going to take a little army break, and I'm going to relax my mind and let my conscience be free. Until then, you enjoy this commercial from the United States Army.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it.
I see you guys on the call-in line, and the podbean call-in line. The phone lines are open.
And equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, I became a soldier.
Oh, Houston won, 122, 121. Hey, yo! We're back with the MyT Sports Podcast. I'm your host, one only time to throw my Taylor. All right, folks, we're about to get into our picks, into our NFL picks of the week, folks. Yeah, we have them all here ready for us. And just to give you guys a quick update, I know you guys just heard me blurt that out. Like, who is this at the game? Who is this at the game? First half highlights? I don't know who that is in the Cartiers, but it has to be a Detroit player or something like that. Them Cartiers, you fancy, huh? All right, so we're gonna get this. As Houston just won that game, 113-112. I think I just mentioned that to you. But let's get this Golden State Warriors and Chicago game on. And this will be the last game that we have on for the podcast. All right. Well, let's continue to roll up and roll out and get into our picks for the week. I know this is where most of you guys have been waiting for. And again, the phone lines are open. We have 2 phone lines for you guys. If you're listening through Podbean, that is one way to call into the podcast. Also, if you're listening on Instagram as well, that's the other way to the podcast. And it's the only 2 ways to call into the podcast if you would like to join the show. Tax season is around the corner. If you come live to Sharkies, I'm gonna have my tax dude come out there pretty soon. Right, I'll give you guys some easy tax advice, pass out some flyers, and see if we can get you guys hooked up and get you guys some dough back into your pockets. You know, right after the holiday season, after you spent all that goddamn bread on people that you love. Then we'll leave 3 weeks out, baby. 3 weeks out. I can't believe it already. I'm shocked. Listen. I don't know about you guys, but I'm 100% shocked. But let's get into the picks. I'm done with this. Let's get into the picks. I told you, folks. Right, we're gonna even out these odds a little bit, right? We got a little beta segment. It's not a beta segment, right? We're gonna try out a couple of things today with you on the podcast, right? And let's see how we do this week with our picks. It's been a while. I ain't gonna lie, it's been a while since we've done our picks because we haven't been here for a while. Like that's the thing about we haven't been here on a Friday in a while. We've had Thanksgiving, we've had birthdays, we've had openings of plays, we've had to go out of town. We've had a Friday to ourselves in a while. This feels good. All right, so we get a little fun with you. Remember, folks. Don't stress yourself out too much. If you listen to the podcast, I know it's. Get yourself a drink. Relax. Pour your favorite drink into your cup. If you're not a drinker because you don't want the empty carbs, I get it. Roll something up and relax. Right? Roll it up in your paper. Roll it up in your blunts. You know, in your grabas. Whatever you do, pack your bowls and relax with your boy. First game that we have coming up is Pittsburgh versus Atlanta, folks. Atlanta is a 1-point favorite over Pittsburgh. You know what? I don't generally trust Atlanta, but this year I can't trust Pittsburgh, even at home. 1-point favorite means that you generally believe that they're going to win. Is that how that goes? No. Yeah. That's how that goes. Folks, listen. I don't like to pick them. I've had beef with them for the majority of the last. I feel like it's been the last half of decade. But you know what? I'm gonna have to roll with the Dirty Birds on this one, dog. Like, there's not a lot. There's not a lot to go on here. Pittsburgh is just rebuilding, right? Pittsburgh is in a weird position to rebuild it. This is going to be one of the few years that. Okay. This is gonna be one of the few years that Mike Tomlin is gonna have a losing record. Now, you know what's crazy, right? You know what's really crazy? That when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin more than anything else, and we'll see how long this lasts. You don't hear any talk about, oh, Mike Tomlin's not making the playoffs? Is he not a good coach because he doesn't have Bill Belichick? Is he not a Hall of Fame coach because he has Ben Roethlisberger? But this talk when it comes to Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. This is weird to me. Because I'm on the coach's side with this. Bill Belichick made Tom Brady. And listen, if you don't believe me, because what I've been saying for the last God knows how long, right? But I've definitely had to say a lot more over the last 2 years. The same thing was said by Keyshawn Johnson. Oh my God, I wish I had this. I wish I had this clip of Keyshawn Johnson from Get Up. Was it yesterday morning or this morning? Because he's the player. And his insight on Tom Brady should weigh a whole lot more, worth a whole lot more than mine. But he's basically said the same thing I've been saying, right? Take this down. We still talking about Atlanta and Pittsburgh. But he said the same thing that I was saying. And that was, it's easy for Tom Brady to go into Tampa and win when he did. It's super easy. And I'll tell you why. He broke it down. Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. Grateful and humble to get the opportunity behind Drew Bledsoe. Listen to everything that Tom Brady said. I mean, that Bill Belichick said. Every single thing. Could not buck the system, would not buck the system. Yo, thank you. As humble pie could be. And for their first 3 Super Bowls, their defense won them their championships. Not my words, Keyshawn Johnson's words. But I've also said this before to you guys as well. So the defense wins you championships. Then you go a stretch without any titles. They get Josh McDaniels in there. They revamp your offense. They start getting more things going. And throughout time, you add a couple more championships onto it. When also your defense became elite again. You go to Tampa Bay and you win your first year. But Tampa that was 100% only a quarterback away. His, not mine. But I've been telling you this for years. They were a quarterback away. He didn't go in depth this much, but what I told you guys, Jameis Winston was putting up 5,000 yards in that offense already. And 40 plus touchdowns. Jameis Winston was one of the top yard producers in that offense with the weapons that they had. He just couldn't stop throwing the ball to the other team. They were always believed to be a quarterback away. Then they got the quarterback with the most respect in the game. Let's put it that way. The most respect in the game. So that when he goes to a ready-made team, anybody that's never won a championship before automatically falls in line. If they were given what thought was 100%, they are now given 125% because the most respected quarterback is now on their team. Also, the most experienced quarterback on the team that can help show them coverages that Jameis Winston, show them angles that Jameis Winston has never seen because he doesn't have the experience in the league for it. Right? This is what I've told you. But like I said, Keyshawn Johnson basically said the same thing, but they didn't go fully in depth. They didn't bring out all these scenarios for you to see. But what he did say was that they were a quarterback away. He went to a ready-made team that was a quarterback away. And then he brought in Hall of Famer Antonio Brown, Hall of Famer Ron Gronkowski, and also Leonard Fournette, and Hall of Famer Ndamukong Suh. So to a team that already had a stacked defense and a stacked offense, they add 4 Hall of Famers to that team between the offense and the defense, which meant that Tom Brady's 4th or 3rd string wide receiver was Antonio Brown on the other team's 3rd best or 4th best cornerback. That's the kind of team that they had, where Antonio Brown was matched up against the 3rd best cornerback. Or Chris, oh my God, win. And we know how often he was putting up yards for us to call him, oh my God, win. Because Mike Evans is taking away looks, all right? Is John commanding one side of the field. Antonio Brown is commanding another side of the field. Leonard Fournette catching balls up the middle. Chris, oh my God, when playing the seam is balling. What did you expect? If he did win, it would have been a disappointment. His words, not mine. But what else did I tell you? The day Matthew Stafford went to the LA Rams and did the same exact thing. A team, a ready-made team, a quarterback away. Add a few more pieces. And what do you have? But Tom Brady dead looking mediocre. But you are so filled with Tom Brady's cum in your mouth and it's dripping through your nostrils that you can't get his name off your lips. My words, not his. Let's continue to get into these picks. I don't know how we got to this point, but I always tell you guys baseball was one of my first loves. So at any given time I could and go left field. Oh man. We have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are a 3.5-point favorite, plus 150. Just on the flat out win. I'm going to go Green Bay on this. Listen, I don't have a lot of faith in Aaron Rodgers this year, right? I really don't. But Aaron Rodgers has been consistent in one place and maybe one place only his whole entire life. Just like how I mentioned that the Detroit Pistons were a great hangover recovery, right, or a great coddler, for them to play after bad losses. Chicago Bears are that team for Aaron Rodgers. In case you forget, I own you. I still own you. That's the Chicago Bears. Let's see if Justin Fields can come out here and start saying, you know what? Your time in reigning terror in my town is over, old man. It's time for the new guns to come out and start slanging. And let's see if he can have his quick and the dead moment. Let's just hope he's not Leonardo DiCaprio. Or let's say he's Leonardo DiCaprio, but successful this time. But he may just end up like Leo and end up shot in the forehead talking about, whoo, that was fast. Like, damn, that boy good. Damn, that man still got it. I don't know if we're ready to see both of these young quarterbacks in this game. But Aaron did mention that, you know what? I understand the position that our current team is in. And if they're ready to take a look at the young guy, I'm not 100% opposed to that. Now, also mentioned, he's not opposed to it as long as they're still, whenever they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So as long as they're still kind of in it, it sounds like that Aaron Rodgers still wants to play, but it also sounds like, you know what, he's okay not playing if the team wants. Let's just say, this is weird, right? He's basically saying, like, I'm okay not playing if you guys want to bench me, right? If we're mathematically out of it. I guess that's generally what most teams would do, and it is the right thing to say. I didn't hear anybody ask him to have to say it. So the fact that he just shared that information draws a little question mark. Now, half a question mark, like, why did you have to go out your way to share this information? Did you want to make sure that the media and your teammates and the coaches know, like, yo, listen, I'm good. Like, if this is a move that you want to do, I get it. I understand how this moves as a business. He's going to come out and win this game, though. I only have faith in him because this is what they do. He said it himself. I still own you. So there's no other place that Aaron Rodgers is going to want to play and show that, you know what? Even when things are going their worst, I can still come away with a dub here in Chicago. I'm picking Green Bay. I'm picking Green Bay on this one. I know it's Chicago like plus 3.5, but I'm picking Green Bay on this one, like straight up. Next up we got Jacksonville against Detroit. I am going for the home team of Detroit on this one. These two teams are almost replicas of each other in narrative. Detroit doesn't have Trevor Lawrence, but they both have guts. So they both play with grit. So this game is going to be a gritty game. It's going to be full with grittiness all over it. Only reason why I'm giving Detroit the benefit of the doubt is because they're at home. On a mutual site, I give this to Jacksonville. It's probably why Detroit's only a 1-point favorite in this game. I feel like that's saying, like, you know what? If this wasn't a mutual site, you lose. Oh, if this wasn't mutual site, that you lose. Yeah, but the odd makers here. Like, I'm definitely on the side of Detroit a little bit here. For the home purposes. Wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville won. one of those games I'm not surprised if Jacksonville wins. What the fuck? Wait, how's my drink looking? Did I stir this last cup? That's probably why I'm out here saying, hopefully you're the last ones, or yous, or whatever I just said a while ago. It's probably because of this Jack behind me. And listen, I know you can see the bottle of Jack behind here in the production. This can be your product sitting right here where the MyT logo is at, and this bottle of Jack. So if you would like to have your product advertised on the MyT Sports Podcast, all you have to do is message me, and we will negotiate. Alrighty. Next up, we have the New York Jets taking on the Minnesota Vikings, folks. In Minnesota. Is it snowing in Minnesota yet? Anyway, don't they? It's not a primetime game. So, I feel it's not a primetime game, so you don't have to worry about Kirk Cousins' curse, right? The curse of the Kirk Cousins. You don't have to worry about the Kirk Cousins' curse. Because it's not a primetime game. The Jets have the kind of defense that can force Kirk Cousins to have one of those 3 turnover kind of games. Minnesota has a stacked run game, great offensive weapons at all receiving positions, tight end and wide receiver 1 and 2, right? They are stacked, 100% stacked, I tell you. But it's just something about the grittiness of that Jets defense that makes me think that they have the opportunity to pull this game off. Now, can it also be that I am a Jets fan and I'm speaking with my bias a little? So I'm lying to you. The Jets have no chance. They really don't. Just have no chance, then they're not going to win. They are not the better team in this scenario. You understand? Minnesota Vikings have the better team. They have weapons. They have the better pizza. They have the better ingredients. They have the better bitches, better sauces, better flosses. They are the better squad. And they will beat the Jets. Right now, I think, what is it? It's +3 on to the Jets. Damn, even the odd makers are like, yo, on an even site, the Jets may win this. +130. Nah, I disagree with them all. Minnesota Vikings, they take this game. This is going to be the easiest game that the Minnesota Vikings have ever played. They're going to destroy the Jets. Not even going to be close. They just have a good defense, but their quarterback is still... Wait, Mike White is their quarterback. I'm glitching. Minnesota. I'm going with Minnesota. I have to stick with what I say and what I know. And the Jets are losers, and they're going to keep... This pains me. It really does. But I've been enjoying all of it. Next up, we have the Water Closet team taking on the New York Giants, folks. And I'm going with the New York Giants. They are a plus 2.5 point favorite, folks. Yeah, I'm taking the Giants, right? They should cover. Division rivalry games make things tough. So as I pick the Giants to win, I've said this once, I see before. Division rivalry games will not shock me anymore. And if the Water Closet team comes with a victory, this has been a close game, I'm not be surprised. Hit them. You know what's funny? Oh, yes, they do. Okay. I was about to say, the team that I would no longer talk football about, I don't even think they had a game this week, but they do. They do. It sucks. It sucks. They won't get any mentions here on this podcast anymore. Until somebody asks me a question about them. And I can't wait till the next person asks me a question. Hey, what do you think about my I'll be like, I no longer talk about XYZ team until Jerry announces racism. They'll be like, oh shit, okay. I love it. I love it. So next up, we have the water class on the New York Giants. I'm taking the New York Giants. Division rivalry teams. Division rivalry games always. Those things are always tricky. Always have those Freaky Friday kind of feel to it, right? That body swap, that kind of big feel. Not to mention, Washington's defense has picked up as of late. They've been getting into the groove of things. So this is an important game for both New York Giants and the Water Closet team. So, but I'm still gonna go with the New York team again. That is my New York bias. Don't you try us. I'm gonna go New York all day until we die us. I know you won, but you didn't pick the Jets. That's superstition. That's superstition. You heard where my heart was at, but you heard where my head had to go. That's superstition. I had to put a full George Costanza on that one. I really did. I really do. Man. But like I said, that's why I said, I really love it. My chest is sore. I was doing push-ups. Listen, my shoulders have been fucked up for a year and a half. Like, so when I said, like, it's been a year and a half since I've probably done a decent push-up, I'm lying. Without pain, but it's been a year and a half since I've done so many goddamn push-ups without pain. So I'm feeling good again. It's really been a while. Oh, Transformer Earthspark. I haven't seen that one on Nickelodeon. All right. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns. Doodoo Browns taking on the Houston. I'm about to say the Houston Astros. Texans. Shit, I don't know how the fuck I was blanked out like that. Now, folks, this game. Now, hold on. Who is Cleveland playing this week? Not Cleveland, Cincinnati. Damn. So I have Deshaun Watson on my fantasy football squad. I picked him up since day one. And the only reason I picked him was so he don't get any play by anybody this whole entire season. And I don't want to play him because he's a piece of shit. He's a scumbag. But for a second, I was wondering, like, damn, should I play him on his first game back against his former squad? Like, that's what I was really wondering. But let's not even talk about the fantasy football aspect of it so much, right? As much as, and if you're looking for a quarterback right now, and you don't have a quarterback, and Deshaun Watson happens to be an active, because listen, I'm gonna tell you this: if I didn't do that, then I was gonna flat out like deactivate him. But I think I'm gonna deactivate Deshaun Watson next year. Watch, I'm gonna deactivate him completely. People don't know, where's Deshaun Watson? I'm like, he's not in this league. Deshaun Watson gets no bird in this league. So what I'm going to start doing, ironically, right? I'm going to start deactivating every single active player that made a piece of poop award list. And the next year, he will not be in fantasy football. And he will be on a 3-year suspension. Maybe 5. I want to do it long enough that he can possibly be phased out of the league, or until he's like, yo, he's not even useful anymore. I want that shit to hurt. Not just him in fantasy, but whoever's in my fantasy league with me. All right, let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? We got more picks. How much time do we have left? We got a whole lot more picks. We got about 17 minutes. I guess we gotta keep on rolling. We got to keep on rolling. Hey, oh, all right. Oh, this is tough. This is honestly good. I'm picking Cleveland. I'm gonna pick Cleveland to win this game. This is a good game for him to come back to, because Houston sucks, right? And Cleveland, all they have to do is run the ball and then have Deshaun Watson be great. And right now, he's not gonna look at base level with no practice and no games before now, he's no worse. He's not going to be any worse than Jacoby Brissett, and that means he's going to look pretty okay. And that also means that motivational wise for the team, they'll probably be on point. So, if you got the Cleveland heavy hitters on your fantasy football squad, you make sure you have them in your starting lineup. They're going into beast mode this week. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong show. They're going into might mode this week. Yeah. Next up, we got Tennessee versus Philly. I'd make us have Tennessee as a 4.5 point favorite. I'm going Philly. You gotta prove me wrong, B. I need to see it otherwise when it comes. Now, also, I'm going Philly because I need this to be the statement game for Philly. Like these games right here, division games against playoff contenders, teams that was making to the conference championship game. These games matter. And you want your best foot forward against a team like Tennessee. Because Tennessee's going to come there to run the ball straight down your throat. Straight through your chest cavity. Straight to your whole entire essence. Like they about to Danny Fathom you. So you have to come hard or go home. And this is going to be one of those games that is going to really write the narrative of what kind of team you have a regular season. If you've just had a fluff record, or are you legit? I don't know if this is their first statement game, but this is one of their statement games this season. I can't remember. So I am full-heartedly. I'm going with the gang in green that can fly as usual. But also, I've always had a love in my heart for Philly. I don't know why. It was the black quarterback thing. Like my love for Philly could really be revolved all around Donovan McNabb. And he's the one that put me on to Andy Reid and my love for him. And then that's why I think I've always had a special place in Kansas City, even regardless. Was he in San Francisco for a while? No, that was the quarterback that they had. All right. Who was it? Garcia? Is that the one they got from San Francisco and still made him look good? I think that's who it was. But yeah, I'm going with Philly on this one. Like I'm sorry. Like they're gonna need this one as a statement win. And sometimes I as you guys know, I'm gonna pick games based off of who I need to win, whatever I think is gonna win. Tennessee has a chance. They have a chance in Philly. They have a chance to beat Philly in Philly. I think their chance becomes a little bit slimmer. That 4.5 points is a little bit disrespectful. But maybe it's not so disrespectful because they're probably expecting a close game. Maybe that indicates a late touchdown by Ryan Tannehill. No, a late run possibly, but a late drive altogether. So yeah, I'm still going Philly. But I can understand the intrigue for Tennessee here. Now, this is a big statement game for both of them, and they both have to put up the numbers, and they both have something to prove here. I'm gonna go with Philly to have a little bit more home pride, and come with a little bit more grit and come with this victory. Because sometimes football just comes down to grit, and they don't believe that Denver has any grit. In our next matchup, we have Denver versus Baltimore, and they have Baltimore as an 8.5 point favorite. This is how I read. You understand? Like, yeah. Denver's gonna get their ass whooped again. and Russell Wilson is going to get cussed out again by another teammate. Now, I heard something interesting, right? I heard something real interesting. And that was, I forgot who I heard saying it, but it's been an idea that I've thrown around, but haven't fallen into, right? And that's the fact that this is just their last. This is just their first year. So give Russ a little bit of credit. And and while I am there in some thoughts, like, you know what? This year, give them time to gel. Peyton Manning didn't win his first year in Denver. John Elway didn't win his first year in Denver. So let's give him some time. But the only reason why that's hard to do is because what I just told you that Tom Brady did in Tampa Bay, and then Matthew Stafford did in LA, and we thought Denver was in the same position as them, and we hold Russell Wilson somewhere in the same breath between Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. So that's what makes that so hard to swallow. You just had two quarterbacks in 2 previous years before you go to the same kind of game, go to a similar scenario that you're in, similar. But yet you're the only one that's looked like dripping dog shit. Or dried up dog shit. You don't look fresh at all. You look like you stink. Only got like 10 minutes left in the podcast. We got Seattle going to LA, right? We have LA is on +7, right? And over here, it's also +260. The Rams have been struggling for a while, right? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna go crazy, right? I'm gonna go a little bit crazy, and I'm gonna go Seattle on this one. Yeah, I know that's weird, right? But yeah, I think I'm going to go Seattle in this game to come away with that victory. Next up, we have Miami going to San Francisco and taking on San Francisco. I got San Francisco winning that game. Right, then we have Kansas City going into Cincinnati, taking on Cincinnati. I got Kansas City winning that game. So Miami loses in San Francisco at home and finally ends this winning streak that Tua got a tongue twister has. Jimmy Garoppolo reminds everybody that, listen, I may not be the greatest, but I'm very freaking good at winning. Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals coming to have a banger. This is one of those games where I expect both quarterbacks to have over 350 yards. If you get what I'm hinting at. If you listen to the whole show so far, I think you understand what I'm saying. Well, ultimately, I have Kansas City winning this game. Next up, I have the LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. I have Chargers winning this game. Raiders haven't been in total disarray this season. Derek Carr, let's call him Matthew Stafford, right? But Derek Carr has been looking horrible. It's not really there yet. For Cincinnati, they should be getting Jamar Chase back on a couple of people. I'm not sure that's going to be enough yet, but you definitely know it's going to be a shootout. That game may come down to the last possession. Back into the Chargers on Las Vegas. Look for a nice little Justin Herbert game, right? Hopefully, I'm a nice little game here. Put us in, but he's only a +1 favorite. The Chargers are in this one, so we'll see what the odd makes. But this is also another division rivalry game, so anything can go. And the way I feel like this is going to go is going to be the Chargers' way. After that, we have New Orleans taking on Tampa Bay. And it sucks for me to say Tampa Bay is probably going to win this game. So there goes every pick from every single game of this week, folks. We have Atlanta over Pittsburgh, Green Bay over Chicago, the fight, Detroit over the New York Jets. We have the Giants over the Water Closets, Cleveland over Houston, Philly over Tennessee, Baltimore over Denver, Seattle over the Rams, San Fran over Miami, Kansas City over Cincinnati, the Chargers over the Raiders, and the Bucks over New Orleans, folks. That is your picks of the week. Unfortunately, we don't have time to do our five favorite NBA players yet, folks. We're gonna try to get this segment in for you guys next week. Hey, listen, it gives you time to think about it, right? It really does. Just think about this, right? I may not get this into my Christmas Day game. And if that just happens to be the way that it is, then it's okay, because I know that's when everybody's watching basketball. It's going to probably matter a little bit more. But folks, I'm done rambling here. This is Talent Omar Taylor. Get this out of my face. This is Talent Omar Taylor, right, with the MyT Sports Podcast. I want to thank you all for listening. I thought you said that's Talent El Idolo Deportivo too, right? Yeah, I'm all of that. Right. Well, I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank you for taking the time out to listen to the podcast. Everybody, I listen to the podcast live through whichever means that is. Whether that's Facebook, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's YouTube, that's Twitch. Right. Whether you listen on the many streaming platforms, Pandora and Spotify and Apple Music and Google Podcast. Right. TuneIn Radio. However you listen, I do appreciate it. But also, don't forget to, if you're not listening to any of those places, go like, share, and follow, and subscribe so you get a little bing bong every time that we go on, right? But I want to thank all you guys, for the people that catch the re-airs, that catch the live airing of the show, that catch the live shows at Sharkies. I want to thank you all. I do appreciate all the love and respect, all much love and respect that goes out to you guys. And everybody, enjoy your weekend. And ultimately, don't forget to constantly transform yourself into the kind of individual that you would want to work for you. And to all my islanders, right? And everybody, I want to know, like, what the real key to life, right? The key to life is a penis in your asshole, right? As long as you have that no stress compound, right? Is a penis in your asshole. Talent Omar Taylor. Talent El Idolo Taylor. Talent Chocolate Boy Wonder Taylor. Talent Teflon Taylor. What else we have for you? Talent Mr. Energy Talent Taylor. T Trust, the Army Black Knight. Whatever you want to call him. Trust. The Motor Mouth of the South. We out of here. Play my outro before we lose him.